Okay. I'm live. See how long it lasts. I'm holding my breath, crossing my fingers, folks. I'm holding on. Let me just get this notification sent out because, as you folks know, YouTube's not going to help me in that regard. Yeah, nope, that's for sure. And yeah, definitely not going to monetize this video or this stream, I should say. Because yeah, got lots to say. I was going to try this. Not sure if you folks saw my post earlier. I was going to try this on D Live and using a different streaming software program that I used to use before. I was almost there. I was 3/4 of the way there, getting the setup. I thought, yeah, but what if nobody knows how to find it? And if you have to be subscribed or a member of D Live, there's just too many areas that I'm not familiar with in that. And I already have a bad enough issues as it is, right, during my live streams. And I really do apologize. All those you folks know, I'm just doing my thing here. Not me messing things up. And like I say, whether it's just glitches or whatever, I tend to have issues. But like I said, we're going to try to get through it today. We're going to try to get through it and hopefully not have too many issues. Hopefully, anyways. I hope for the best. Issues, but like I said, got an echo. Okay, I had to close that one. Okay. Now let's just see what's going on here. So let me put on the live stream. Okay, the banner's good. All right. Close up that so I can minimize the amount of bandwidth being used and send it all to the stream. What little bit I have. All right. Where are we going to start? Actually, I should give it a minute while I'm rounding all this stuff up. Give it a couple minutes to let people kind of trickle into the stream. I know it does take a minute or two, even once you get the notification. Try to get people to just kind of stream on in. Okay, so that's that one. That looks good there. Oh, well, actually, I should actually put this up. Let me cover this little thing here first, just for the heck of it. Hey, what's going on, Anarcha Rika? How you doing? How is Anarcha towards? We've been. I know, right? I get. I know. It's like just I'm tell you the truth. I'm running out of. It's getting harder and harder to come up with titles. Titles. You got to come up with a title all the time. Plus, you got to be selective in what you're using. Like, is this going to get me demonetized? It's the insanity, which is why Gab TV has Gab TV where you can upload videos. That's a great thing. And I've even contemplated and considered going over to Gab TV in terms of my secondary channel because BitChute, yeah, I was even going through Subscribe and paying BitChute to upload it. It's like, but I don't know. BitChute's never been the greatest site for me in particular. Nothing against it. I'm sure lots of people, and I mean, I definitely watch other people's content. And the people that get to upload their content to BitChute seamless, good for you folks. But that's not me. I don't seem to have much luck over there. And because I do have really slow, internet connection, it takes forever to upload. That might be an issue, right? For some of these platforms, like, nah, we don't want these people with, the old horse and buggy type of setups to be, hogging up all the bandwidth. But anyways, I do have issues with it, but I'm just trying to figure. It looks like D Live, right? What's my options in terms of for a secondary channel where I can actually live stream? I believe, as far as I know, and now if any of you folks have any other options that you're familiar with or aware of, let me know. But as far as I'm concerned, it looks like D Live seems to be about the only option that I'm familiar with anyways. So I'm going to try to slowly transition over there, but I'm going to require you folks, obviously, to, because, yeah, the writing's on the wall here, right? I haven't been canceled yet, but it's the same thing. I mean, one of my videos and my streams get less than 100 views now, right? So I mean, 100 people? Jesus, I've been to parties in the middle of the woods that had that many people, right? So I'm not having a whole lot of reach in terms of how my voice is allowed to get out there. But I'm with you, Rika. Yeah, it's we've been in it for a while. I'm totally on board with you there. But like I said, just and as it pertains to that, that document that we'll be referring to throughout this stream, right? Got to use code. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. We need like some kind of an Enigma machine or whatever. Something. We have to communicate encrypted because yeah, if you practice wrong thing or wrong speak, well, they're gonna come down upon you with the old heavy hand, right? So trying to balance, and I hate that. Man, it drives me nuts to have to balance this stuff out. I'm the kind of person I just like to be as free as humanly possible and speak as freely as human possible. And it really is annoying to be stifled in that way. What's going on, Gato? Howdy doody. Howdy doody. How do you do? How are things going in Quebec? Quebec. Oh, Quebec. Not whatever happened to fraternité, liberté? I guess everyone forgot it. I shouldn't say it. It's not like English speaking Canada's a whole lot better. And at the very least, there are some people in both English and French speaking standing in defiance against these authoritarian mandates, orders, and edicts. But damn, are they ever being beaten down by the establishment, the media mouthpieces, and the political class these days, just constantly hammer away the nonstop insults, right? It's like, that's the worst thing. Is like, really though, you're going to spend all your time. And it's like the people that are constantly insulting. I was listening to another CBC program, vaxxers or this, that. It's like, you really think if you talk to any fucking human being and you call them like anti-vaxxers and anti-science, that's the other big thing now, right? It's not just that you're anti-vaxxer, right? And I mean, the negative connotations and the underhanded tone that comes with that, right? The insinuation there. But now they're saying you're anti-fucking science. Like, holy fuck. Take it from a guy that's built engines my whole fucking, well, not my whole life, but since I was 18 years old. 18 years old, I built my first fucking engine, okay? But really, though, you're anti-science. I can't speak for nobody other than myself, but let me tell you, there's a lot of aspects of science. Mathematics kind of in there, right? Algebra, equations, all that stuff. Ratios, right? Have you ever heard of compression ratio? Morons. There's just no. I'm just telling. I could do a standalone video and just show how much science goes into understanding the fundamentals of an internal combustion engine, how it all works and operates, and all that stuff, right? But yeah, anti-science or any other endeavor. Yeah, I'm anti-science. Like this is how you know they've completely lost the narrative, and they probably recognize they've lost it. Is when they've resorted to literally anyone that challenges the bullshit is like, now they're not just calling you a derogatory statement like an anti-vaxxer, but now they're saying you're anti-science. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm anti-science, right? Oh, I gotta be careful. Somebody might see that symbol. Holy Christ, right? Anyways, let's see what's going on. Tame thing. I think we need nationwide silence. Ooh, that was awesome, right? Freaking right. See, this is why I like I say, it doesn't matter how many peeps, although I do want more people to be listening to my videos and my streams, because a lot of kids need to learn a lot of stuff, right? But we're getting them. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, right? Whether they hear it from me and they have to hear it through a third party or a fourth or fifth, whatever, as long as they're getting the messaging. But that's the big thing I actually worry about is, are they getting the messaging? And we'll get to that later. Talk about, seems like people are trying to associate libertarians and conservatism. It's like, Now listen, you do your thing, but let me just tell you, the people are trying to play this thing that libertarians are akin to conservatives and shit. Hell no, and I'm not going down. Not going down. I don't align or associate with either side of the libcon duopoly, right? Left wing, right wing, both of the same bird, authoritarian bird. Not going to play that game, and I sure as hell am not fans or calling up to the people who are trying to espouse that kind of rhetoric. But yeah, love what you're saying here, tame thing. I think that was the best thing I've ever saw in Canada. It's like creative, but it seems like the two guys, you see the interview, seem like the two guys that put it on. And I hate to say this, folks, but listen, especially based on their names and even some of their physical characteristics, it seemed like these gentlemen might be from some of the former Soviet republics or bloc, right? The USSR. And, so yeah, creativity and actually understand this stuff a lot. As a matter of fact, you might want to talk to some people in this country that have come from former Soviet Russia or some of these other authoritarian regimes, in terms of the Eastern Bloc, right? Or any communist or fascist regime. Yeah, they right? And good for them, good for them. And I was really like you, I was really impressed to see that because silence, ooh, speaks now. Me, right? Me, it's like silent, Bennett. Oh, come on, you couldn't get him to do that for 5 seconds. No, I'm just kidding, kind. But I get it. That was great. That's why, like, to me, is like as a libertarian, that's the beauty of freedom of the market, freedom of ideas, freedom of thoughts. Like I don't know. I might not have ever come up with something like let's just not ever say a word, right? Now that's not something probably I would have come up with, but damn, I'm so happy to know that there are people that did. And what a beautiful that and don't tell me a bunch of you, and I haven't yet, but I was saying to the wife, yeah, we gotta go back and watch that movie, They Live. I got my piqued my interest back to wanting to watch that, right? Because I did watch it, of course, I'm sure we all have at least once or twice, but yeah, piqued my interest and yes, and actually masking up so no one could actually say, you got to put on. I love the optics. I love the messaging. I love the actually lack of sound entirely. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful undertaking. And yes, they need to do that. And, that's something I would definitely get on board, although I see probably have to duct tape because I'd be so wanting to say something. But anyways, but yeah, that was great. And I agree with you there, Tame thing. They Live style marches like they had in Vancouver. Great reverse psychology. Awesome. Friggin' awesome. I love it. Love it. Love it. I think it was great, man. Gato, always forever the pessimist. I get it, Gato. And you do your thing, man. Not hating on you, buddy, but you do seem to have an awful lot of from time to time, but it's all good. It's all good. Hey, what's going on? E Sharp, how the hell are you doing? What's going on? D Live doesn't archive videos. Well, no, but you can record them. You're probably right in that regard there, John. Thank you for joining the stream too, as well. John Hicks, appreciate that. But yeah, well, whether they archive them, I didn't necessarily look into that, but I did see while I was starting to originally try to set up the stream that you can hit the option of record it. So then you just record it, download it, and where else you want, like Rumble, blah, blah, blah. Now, for me, the issue obviously is my internet connection. Come on, Starlink. Come on. How long are you going to make me wait, Elon? How long? I'm dying over here. No, but really, though, I need my setup. Come on, Elon. I even got in on the Doge, man. But like, come on. I need the setup. I need the hookup here big time. But yeah, thanks for mentioning that there, John Hicks. We scroll down. Like I said, I'm just going to say hi to everyone here for a bit. Mm-hmm. Oh, Float has live streaming. Hi, my girl. Thank you, Float. And it's Flote. Now, I have heard of that Float, but I haven't heard too much about the live stream thing. So let me type that into my notepad thingamajigger here. Float as live streaming, because that would be cool. Okay, check it out. That. Thank you very much, Rick. I really appreciate you mentioning that. Oh, excuse-moi. You need to understand that governments have printed trillions now, and the only reason there is no hyperinflation is because that money is hidden away. Yeah, we know. Or, well, not necessarily. There's massive inflation. Have you seen houses in Scarborough? What was the one that my wife was showing me yesterday? $3 million for a bungalow in Scarborough. Oh, there's inflation. Oh, there is. If you're foolish enough to buy a house in any major urban center, and hey, come to pretty much every other urban center or even suburban area of Canada, as you're well aware of. So, there's and inflation. Let's see, stock market. Right? Trust me, there's lots of inflation, right? Bitcoin. No, sorry, not Bitcoin, because it's a totally different paradigm entirely. Well, not necessarily. Actually, I won't even the inflation. Well, inflation is spread around or it's sitting idle for now because they don't want to. But hey, have you heard about Ardeen down there in New Zealand? Just pumped up to what, $20 minimum wage. Oh, there's going to be inflation. Definitely going to be even more inflation in New Zealand. And yeah, coming to a country near you. It's not like New Zealand is isolated all alone and the only one out there and trying to play that full-on we can just arbitrarily dictate what people's worth and their value is, right? It's like, yeah. So it's coming. It's coming. And actually it's already there. It's just it's in certain areas and segments of society or in the typical things that you purchase, right? And what I've said, if they allow that to take place, well, the whole house of cards come tumbling down then. But yeah, I kind of get what you're saying there, Gato. Gato. If the lockdowns end, hyperinflation will destroy the economy, so you can protest all you want. The government will not end the lockdown. Yeah, protesting. Well, I like protesting, to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of doing it myself, but I do like how when I see people out there that are at least what I recognize about protesting isn't how effective it is by like the rulers are sitting there. Oh, I see all these people walking down the streets and talking together and chanting or holding up signs, and therefore I must bow and yield to it. Now, the only way that would happen is if millions in every city, like a large percentage of the entire population in the entire of all cities and across the whole country, that would be a big old thing. Yeah, as they are now, it's not so much what the government perceives it, but you got to think. You know how many conversations are taking place, Gato, without big mummy government or daddy government watching or listening or spying on or snooping? You know what I mean? The people that are protesting, like I say, not a fan of protesting as I believe that, well, that's how we bring about freedom, right? No. But it definitely gives you an area, a venue, an opportunity to actually get out there and talk face to face with people, like I say, without big government spying on you, snooping on you, or preventing you from even having that conversation in the first place. So that's one area I will agree with the protesters. It's a great way to communicate and to do a little planning of their own. Right? And it seems to be working out rather well, to be honest with you. So I can't hate them. I can't hate them. I can't knock them. But yeah, is it going to be the end all be all and bring us all our freedoms? I don't think so. Hey, I'm with Chris Guy. Hey, I like Chris Guy. That guy's badass. I like it. We need to move from lame 300 person. Yeah, exactly. To organized, peaceful non-compliance with any rule against your. Yeah, it has to be huge. 100%. Well, I said this, and I'm glad you agree with Chris Guy. I said that a long time ago. And of course, as with everything I do, it's all recorded. Now you'd have to, even myself, I'd have to go back a long ways to find it, but I'm sure some of the people in the chat would verify is protests. Once again, I nothing against them, but effectiveness, yeah. The messaging, like, nah, you have to do it in massive, huge numbers where it's like, hell, they even outnumber the enforcers, right? I mean, when you outnumber the enforcers to the tune of like 100 to 1, yeah, that's a protest that's going to send a real serious message and to chill down the spine of those authoritarian control freaks, for sure. But yeah, thanks for mentioning that. And I'm with him too, Trapper. Chris Guy, mad respect for that guy. He got balls of steel. Big, huge huevos, man. The guy's got some huevos, right? Right? Yeah, exactly. The establishment doesn't use science. They do scientism. Both are not really. I know it's like, don't you do science, man? It's like, really though? It's like as if these guys, like, it's hilarious, right? We're already living in it. I agree with you there, Tristan. But hey, like I say, I think it's going to get a little bit worse, maybe a whole lot worse. That's my concern, right? And it can. Oh, believe me, it can get worse. Waking up some zombies. Yeah, we're not going to accomplish mass non-compliance until we wake up the sleepers. Yeah. And you know what? The only way you wake up the sleepers is not by saying, you got to vote conservative. Fucking dipshits. These conservatives, right? We got to rally behind O'Toole. Well, that'll really fix things. Like, Jesus Christ. No, you got to tell people the truth. As in, taxation is theft, 100%, or extortion, whichever you pick, right, or choose. And yet, there's no such thing as legitimate government. No such thing. And I can prove that quite easily. Just like Santa Claus isn't real either. Shocking revelation. No, we're all adults. We know that. Sadly, though, most Canadians, they know that Santa Claus isn't real, but they still believe in government. Right? They're still believers in government. Like Butters. Dear Mr. Government. It's like, don't be Butters. Just don't be Butters. Right? And at least that was a comedy routine. The fact that it's real in the minds of millions of Canadians, oh, there's nothing funny about that, is there? Yeah. Hey, what's going on, pseudoscientists? I am all libertarianism is a soft socialism. I love it. There's always someone. There's always that guy or girl. No offense, you could be a chick, right? But yeah, libertarianism is a soft socialism. Okay. Oh, that makes total sense to me. What's libertarianism? And the non-aggression principle. Yeah, sounds like socialism. Not. Matter of fact, it's antithetical, the antithesis, the exact opposite. I mean, how many words do I got to? Hey, maybe I should pull up a thesaurus and figure out all kinds of synonyms to tell you that libertarian is the exact opposite of socialism. But hey, whatever you want to believe, pseudoscientists, because you're kind of a pseudo. Well, it's right in your name. Don't those weak zombies need a few examples so they can build up some guts? Well, some of them do. Some might. Like I say, I can't speak for anyone other than myself. I'm just doing my thing. I read somewhere that you vote yourself into socialism and you have to shoot your way. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, it's like anything. I mean, listen, the state is all about force, and the people are like, I want to vote more statism. So you vote and theft. You want to be economically enslaved, taxation? Yes, of course. Once you've chosen to vote for people to economically enslave you and control every aspect of your social and economic life, it's like, and good luck asking for them, even if you say please or pretty please. Yeah, the chance of them giving up those powers are not just minimal, but basically zero. The context in terms of all of human history, it sure as hell never happened that way. So I believe you're correct in your assumption, and based on a lot of historical context, it seems about right, Tristan. Seems about right. What's going on, Mr. G. Rich, my friend? How you doing, buddy? What's happening, Bennett people? Nice to see Mr. G. Rich in the chat. You never know who you're going to see in the chat these days. What's going on, Ben White? Ben White. Hi, my friend. How you doing, Ben? Nice to see you in the chat as well. Actually, let me get back up to what Mr. G. Rich was saying. My Easter was very nice. Thanks for asking. Awesome. Oh, right on. Did you all catch the video of Arthur? Oh, that was great. The pastor in Calgary who kicked at the cops. Hey, you want me to throw that on? Right? I think I could, right? Well, actually, that's a Rebel video. Is that a Rebel video? Does Rebel fuck with people for sharing their shit? I'm not really sure. But I did. And it was great. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Ooh, copyright stuff. No, they'll fuck you over big time for it. So, nah. Like I say, unless I know that somebody not going to fuck with me with copyright bullshit. You folks have seen it. I love to show it, but like I say, smarter than the average bear. I think that's funny. Hey, what's going on? Acadian. Acadian. Nice. Must be up in the North Shore there, bye. Nice. I'm so dizzy. I need out of this left spinning spiral. I hear you. Anti-monarchist Acadian. Love it. And nice to see a fellow, I would assume, NB. And even if you're not living in NB, wherever the hell you are, that's all good. All good. Thank you for joining the chat. And yeah, I'm getting pretty dizzy here too. Oh, no worries, Mr. G. Rich, buddy. Sorry I can't stick around. I have to watch the rest later. No problem. Hope you all had a really nice Easter, long weekend. And yes, and that's another thing too. And I do myself hope you and everyone else had a nice long weekend and definitely spending time with family, even against the wishes of our authoritarian or not our. I don't like claiming ownership of authoritarians or masters of rules. It just feels right? Icky, I guess, right? It's like, no, they're not mine. Our government. When people say that, like our government's like, I just feel like dirty. I just like, really? I hope you didn't get any of that on me. I just don't even like the sound of it, to be honest with you. But yeah, all right, cool. I say that, and then remember, then after a year of non-masking wearing, I haven't likely influenced a single person. Hey, you don't know that. I'm still the only one at the store with no mask. Ugh, I get you with that. I kind of do. But you know what? I've talked to a few of them. I'm so goddamn talk to people. And the ones that I've talked to so far out in public, it's they're just doing it to none of them want. Well, the ones I've talked to, of course, you're talking about like an auto parts store that I had to go into, the local grocery store, or the gas station, I should say, kind of grocery store. I haven't been to too many places, but every time I do go to places, I love to talk to people, of course, kind of get get the idea where they're at. And the ones I've encountered, all of them without exception, right? And we're talking, I don't know, in terms of people, maybe, I don't know, probably just over half a dozen. So not a huge sample, but out of that half dozen, every single one of them actually was two parts places that I went into, right? So, anyways, all of them were like, yeah, I don't, because I always say, you don't have to have that on for me, man. Cake, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, I get you. I'm sick of it. They're all the same way. It's just that until they know what kind of a customer you're going to be, some of the reasonable ones, anyways, right? It's like they just don't want to get in shit themselves, right? They just don't want no more crap. And I kind of understand that. I kind of do understand why people just fucking, put their head. What I like to shake out of them though is like, I get it. You're trying to be polite, right, and respectful, and show that you're a good little citizen, but you're actually causing more harm than good, because now you're causing everyone else to feel like they have to do the same too, right? I get it, but this is the area where you got to kind of be a little bit, go against the grain, right? Be a little rough around the edges per se. But I can't hate on these people. I can't hate on them because, like I say, but if you run yourself into that situation, just talk to them. Talk to them just like a normal human being, just like without any apprehension toward them, without any angst or anger or resentment or being angry in any way. Just talk to them and see what's going on in their mind, right? And like I say, you might be pleasantly surprised with what kind of response you'll get. Like I say, I can only speak for myself, but I have been. And now I want coffee. Right on. Coffee and a little Irish Bailey's cream should go in there too. No, I'm just kidding. I joke. I kid. I joke. Elon is rich enough. Yeah, sure. But hey, you know what? I don't. He's making all kinds of coin, but hey, do your thing. Hey, what's going on? Thank you, Mr. G Rich. Really appreciate the super sticker. You're a very, very kind, generous man. But yeah, Elon is rich, but hey, that's all good. That's all good. I have no hard feelings towards anyone that gains wealth. Did you see Father Rise? Hey Ben, did you see Father Rise yesterday, today, as he does every day? Father Rise yesterday, as he does every day. Is that like some kind of internal meeting? I'm not quite sure what you're saying there, Matt Dugas. Did you see Father Rise yesterday, today, as he does every day? So if you're talking my Lord Jesus Christ, Savior, and all that stuff, I get what you're saying there. I get what you're saying there. But yeah, every day, right? All day, every day. But thanks. I'm not quite 100% sure where you're going there, but like I say, how you doing? Oh, can you sing? Putting on surround sound. Can you sing? Actually, kind of joke, but not bad. No, I'm not going to though. Well, of course, that'd be my opinion in the shower or in the car. Or I think so. Oh, are there? Oh, Steve's chiming in. What's going on, Steve? The New Zealand minimum wage isn't universal. There are exceptions. Oh, really? Oh, well, how progressive, I guess. I don't know. It's so weird. These progressives, and I mean, what, like I say, the language they use to describe themselves or the terms, like, so it's almost like, well, whatever they're describing themselves is, it's usually the exact opposite. It's a pretty good rule of thumb, anyway. Nice. I have conversations face to face with people every day. Most people don't believe the government's telling the truth, but they go along with the program anyways. Yeah, I know. I hear you. That is a true statement. Oh, it's Chris Guy. He's on a no-fly list. So Chris Guy, right? Guy done nothing more than just stand in defiance of these stupid authoritarian mandates and edicts, and in defense of his freedoms. And now he's on a no-fly list, right up there with what? Like back like when Osama bin Laden was alive, or well, all these fucking terrorists, these ISIS members or groups, right? Baghdad, Baghdadi. Fuck these guys' names are right. It's like Islamic terrorists who are responsible for killing and maiming out how many people. But it's like, but yeah, there's those guys and Chris Guy. So insane. It's so insane. My Easter was very nice. Thanks for asking. Did you all catch the video? Oh, actually, I already seen that. And I already seen that too. Okay, let me scroll down even further to the bottom here. Hitter Halifax. Hitter Halifax. Purple is the color blend of red and blue. You dumb. What? NWL. What? No. Purple is the color blend of red and blue. New World Order. Are you saying I'm part of the New World Order? Is that what you suggest? Hitter Halifax. That I'm part of the New World Order. Ooh, yes. I'm the puppet. Hey, let me pull my mask off. I'm really Klaus Schwab. Right? Oh, had you guys fooled, didn't I? What the hell's up with that? Purple. That's what some people just read way too much into things, and some people are very, very conspiratorial in nature. Not so necessarily not saying that's always a bad thing, but it can definitely go awry and astray. Right? But thanks for noticing the colors, I guess. Asshole a-hole. The stiff upper lip, and you got to pretend, right? Bunch of stuffy, snobby, fucking authoritarian, dictated fucking types, but they like to pretend otherwise, right? It's just the veil that's finally been lifted, Stuart. But I get what you're saying. But trust me, I seen them. I seen it long before everyone else. I had an inside snapshot, or actually not just a snapshot. It's like fucking what's the high def, like full 4K, 8K video. No, but yeah, it was very clear and very obvious to me long before COVID ever come to exist that, damn, I'm in and around surrounded by a lot of petty tyrants and authoritarians that will put a smile on and like pretend. Right? I wonder their fucking faces don't crack trying to smile. But yeah, no, not necessarily. Some are, some not. That's what the problem with using a collective statement like that is some are, some aren't. You know, some are really like, would you say that Trudeau's too nice? Right? Or how about the Champagne guy that wants to completely control everything that's allowed to be said on social media? Or how about Climate Barbie? Or what's the other one there? I don't even remember her name. You know, the one, she's the deputy prime minister now. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, yeah, would you suggest that they're too nice? I don't think so. I don't think they're that nice of people to, after all, or to be honest with you. But I kind of get what you're saying there, right? Hey, sacred shaman, they can shove their take that and shove it. Anyways, let's get into some stuff here. I'm all caught up and checking you folks. Like I say, really appreciate anything else you got to say. Post it down there. We'll get to it. Let's get to yeah, let me bring this one up. There's so much to cover. So much, but this yes, let's do this. Yes. Now, this was even reported on the Globe and Mail. I can't tell you, he's like, what? Cereal? Even the Globe and Mail. Reported. Of course, I couldn't open it entirely because it's behind a paywall. But there was this. And this one, you're not even going to get the full entirety of this article either, although it's the exact same article, just on a different page or platform. And at least you get a little snippet. They give you a little tease. And I'm going to definitely show you the little teaser in here. So as you can see, National News Watch, slowly but surely, the government is gathering the media into its ghastly embrace. Now, this is Andrew Coyne. It says there, Globe and Mail. This was April 2nd, 2021. Like I say, all these articles will definitely be. As a matter of fact, I was preemptive today. I was right on the ball today. They're already in the description of the stream, to be honest with you, most of them. So if you want to even check them out and click on it right now, open up the YouTube video, which actually, that's what you're watching right now. Scroll down to the description. You'll see all these links. Click on them, and you'll be able to read them for yourself if you can't actually see them on the screen, because I know that the text sometimes is quite small. But anyway, so slowly but surely, the government is gathering the media into its ghastly embrace. Yeah, we know that. $600 million going a long way, right? Be bought off quite easily. Anyways, I don't want to alarm you, but you might like to know that the federal government is about to take over the media. Perhaps you will think I am exaggerating, but before the spring is out, based on its own announced timeline, there won't be a patch of grass in the media landscape, broadcasting or newspapers, digital or analog, curated or user-generated, that the government does not either regulate or subsidize or both. If if takeover is not the word, what is? So, right? Right? And that's why I keep telling people all the time, man, you better learn to make sure you've got redundancy built in, your favorite personalities or people that you follow or your friends or associate with or align with. You need to find ones because the writing is right, it's on the wall. And this is a guy that knows he's literally part of the insiders in the establishment. So if this guy's coming out and warning us, then you might want to take him serious, right? You really, really should. And I mean, we already know, and we're already seeing people like myself, anyone who's willing to challenge the status quo or the establishment, you know how far they've gone in terms of basically almost eliminating our voices, or what little voice we have left, which is like basically like whispering in a Category 5 hurricane, right? It's like, yeah, we're not having much of a reach, except that's the beautiful thing, though. What I've always said is, I don't need huge reach. I would like to because it gives you better odds, better chances, better opportunities. But the kind of people, I always think, but what about the kind of people who do want to watch content like mine? Damn. One of those people, worth like 1,000 sheeple, right? At least, minimally. I would suggest most of you people, in terms of your intellect, your ability to think critically, and do things in your own life, your own personal like I say, I'd take one of you over 1,000 of the sheeple that I think would just cause more angst and bullshit for me, to be honest. But anyways, so that's all it is, like I say, but that's already linked in the description of the stream. But pretty disturbing, right? I mean, you're talking about, like I say, they're admitting that no matter where you are, broadcast, newspaper, digital, analog, curated, or user generated, doesn't matter. The government is either going to regulate or subsidize or do both, which means zippers being pulled over. Like, okay, I can barely, I can still say a few things, but eventually it's like, right, sure. But that's the thing. The internet is there's still different avenues and off ramps that we can get off, right? So if they try to stifle us and they put big roadblocks up, at Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, and block the entrance or the exit, I should say, or entrance, whatever, the off ramp entirely, well, you got to remember, like I say, we still have alternative options. But as with Stefan Molyneux has recognized, is like, I don't know. Are people willing to even just go one house over? I don't know. I've noticed that myself. A lot of people are too lazy and they don't even want to take the time to go like one house over or one website address. The difference. Well, I've even said so many times in the past, which is why, of course, that aligns with me, is I said in the past, like even when my video views were going down and my subscriptions were going down, I was like, yeah, but my Canadian Libertarian YouTube channel is still there. I didn't get the notifications. Like, yeah, but you know where I live. Or you know where my channel is, right? So even if someone didn't give you the notification, hey, Bennett upload the videos, like, hey, Bennett uploads videos all the time. Maybe I should go check out his channel and see if he's uploaded another one. Oh, look, there's a whole bunch of them I've missed. There he is. Let me go watch them. Well, like I say, apparently there's a substantial portion of the population that even that's too much work and effort. So once again, we're all subject and at the whim of each other. So there's that. Okay, what's the next one? We got that one. And we get the. Okay, what about this one? Yeah, check this one out, folks. And for those of you, and this is the insane part. Like I say, I don't wear a mask, and I've only had to do it, I think, like what, a couple times, and only because I wanted to be able to, like I say what I got to say without being so confrontational in the way. It's like, I don't want to give anyone the excuse to just ignore what I've got to say. So not that I would ever just conform. In the last year, I've worn a mask maybe twice. So, and that's the other thing. People are like, oh, you've already lost your rights and freedoms. And I was like, well, no. Actually, I live 99.9% of my life every day. I live just like I would have whether there's big government or little government or no government. For the most part, I determine how I live for the most part. I don't just subject myself to the whims of authoritarians or the edicts of central planning control freaks, right? So when you say, well, there's all these restrictions already imposed, not necessarily. Maybe for you, not so much for me. And yes, it's gotten me in trouble a couple of times in my life, but like I say, I tend to live my life as free as humanly possible, but also in a very responsible manner as well. So, which is why I'm comfortable living my life that free. Anyways, check this out. Yeah, put on those masks, right? And yeah, you've been people, Canadians, the sheeple, they've been doing it for a year straight now. Hey, they told me I gotta wear a mask, so I better wear a mask. Now, fortunately, most people are hopefully smart enough to not wear these fucking things and just make their own that makes it look like they have a mask on, but not nearly as ridiculous, restrictive, or crazy as some of this stuff is. But anyways, so look at this. Health Canada issues advisory for disposable masks with graphene. This is out of New Brunswick. I would suggest it's for everywhere, right? But anyways, masks with potentially toxic particles have been used in some schools and daycares. Whoa! Meanwhile, as we all know, just look at the numbers. Just go to CanadaStatistics.com, like the Canadian Statistics website, and you'll see how many people under, let's say, 10 years old, or, well, especially, see how many young people have died from COVID-19, but yet they're forcing these kids in schools and daycares. And if you're in a daycare, you're a little fucker, right? You're just a little lad or a little girl, right? And they're forcing them to put these goddamn fucking face diapers on, muzzle them up, and, oh, you got to do it. Oh, because the experts or the authorities said you better do it. Well, look at this. Look at this. Hey, this is why I tell you, don't necessarily, I'm not saying I'm not saying never listen to authorities or experts, because some people in authority or experts are ones maybe you should. But I'm just saying, if you're not thinking critically about this and doing so for your kids, well, this may potential be, right? You put the mask on. Oh, I might have prevented them, although not really. If you look at any of these fucking masks, all the mask manufacturers say they will not protect you from COVID-19. None of them. And they have teams of lawyers that recognize and acknowledge that this isn't. It might reduce the potential, right? Just like sneezing in your arm does that too. Matter of fact, I would say sneezing in your arm would do a fucking better job than these goddamn things. Anyways, I digress. Masks with potentially toxic particles have been used in some schools and daycares. Well, ain't that great? Your kids might not get fucking COVID. Well, maybe or maybe not. Probably still could. But whether they do or not, well, Health Canada is advising Canadians not to use disposable face masks that contain graphene. Health Canada issued the notice on Friday and said wearers could inhale graphene, a single layer of carbon atoms. Masks containing the toxic particles may have been distributed in some healthcare facilities. So, healthcare facilities, hey, shouldn't they be the people that know better? Right? Aren't these the experts? Aren't these the people that we're supposed to subject our own minds, opinions, and thought processes to? And it's like, just rely on the experts. Well, the experts were handing out these masks to school children, school-age children, and fucking daycares, only to find out, a lot of them, or a substantial portion of them, have toxic chemicals, right, that can be detrimental to your health. So there's that. The recall comes after the Quebec government warned against wearing those masks last week. They had previously been distributed in schools and daycares in that provinces. CBC News has asked New Brunswick government if the mask had been used in schools and is waiting to hear back. Preliminary research with animals shows graphene has potential to cause lung toxicity. Right? Lung toxicity. That's bad. Breathing's kind of important, right? And for all the people saying, oh, they don't affect your breath, and they're not going to have any negative effect on your health, man. Just do it. What are you trying to kill grandma? It's like, well, what are you trying to do? Fucking kill the kids? You fuck sticks? There's your proof right there. And even CBC's had to fucking do an about face and admit it. There it is. Like I say, yeah, this article is going to be down there. Use this shit to someone in your family or the people around you that are insulting you, deriding you, and telling you that you're just some nutbag. You got to conform, right? Well, show them this shit. Rub it in their fucking, proverbially, right? Not literally. It's just an article on the screen. You can't literally do it. But, proverbially, metaphorically speaking, right? Rub it right in their face. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. According to Health Canada, the potential risk with masks is unknown. The department has requested data from mask manufacturers and is investigating. Manufacturers, distributors, and sellers have been directed to stop selling the recalled masks. People who have masks containing graphene should not wear them. Those who have used one should consult with a healthcare professional if issues develop, such as shortness of breath. So, like I said, you want any evidence? You want some fucking goddamn ammo to use against these authoritarians that keep saying, oh, you just got to do it? Right there should do it. And like the fact that you're using, that's the thing. They follow the rhetoric of CBC personalities and their thought leaders in the political and the media class, right? So, which is why I always, people say, why do you use CBC for your reference? Because they're the ones that claim to be, right, your thought leaders. So here's your thought leaders. They're even admitting themselves, right? And it's like, not like anyone's going to be able to say, well, put it this way. As much as YouTube would probably love to demonetize the fact that I'm bringing this stuff up because, oh, no, it's going against the narrative. Well, you can't because I'm using one of your own establishment sources, right? Like I said, I'll always figure a way, man. I'll always figure it out a way. I do that, right? Yeah. Can't keep a good man down. Can't keep a good man down. But anyways, like I say, so there's that. And crap. Oh, yeah, we got to get to the vaccine passport. Oh, yeah. What are you talking about, vaccine passports, man? You conspiracy theorist. Damn, I should have had my tinfoil hat already. But remember that? Remember? You remember? Yeah, I remember. Sure, I remember. Member berries? Member berries, South Park. Love that. But anyways, yeah, let's get to the old the old passports, right? The old passport. But it seems like it's real. The media is acting like it's real. And it is real. Well, of course, they're not necessarily conspiracy theorists. They're just people who are in the know, right? But that's how the media typically labels everyone these days, is that if you challenge the status quo or their narrative, is it's just lazy, right? Call them conspiracy theorists, move them on. Move along. But yeah, it's right here. Like I say, so this one's out of Toronto Sun. Canadian vaccine passport draws early mixed reaction from industry. This is reported by Jane Stevenson, April 3rd, 2021. After originally criticizing the idea, he didn't just criticize the idea, you fucking dipshits. He said anyone who suggested as much was a goddamn conspiracy theorist, right? That's what he said. I'll help you out there. Who's this reporting again? I'll help you out there, Jane. Don't worry, Jane. I got you. Has recently said Canada's joined other countries in concept of vaccine passports for international travel. Bada bing! Right from your political thought leader, your political master, right from his mouth. You got to show this to some of your libtard. I hate using those derogatory terms and statements, right? But I don't know. I get it. Sometimes you got to throw a little meat. But you might want to show this to some of these so-called progressives or the blind followers of the Trudeau liberal regime, right? It's like these status extraordinaire, right? That believe that he's just got my best interest in heart, man. Right? It's right here. But what do those in Canada's travel industry think? I don't even give a fuck what anyone else thinks, right? Like, I don't even care if 99% of Canada said, oh, yeah, we're all for it. Yeah, my rights, my inherent and inalienable rights are not subject to the whims of, I don't care if it's a majority. That's the thing. Rights are rights and they're universal. And it's like, you cannot, well, I mean, other people can try to, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to allow you or just subject myself to you, right? Because I understand freedom. I have that proper state of mind. Most Canadians don't. They fall back on, is it a conservative thing or is it a liberal thing? Is it left versus right? People don't understand the difference between authoritarianism versus libertarianism. Those are the ones that are, like I say, they're still going to be fucking circling the drain. And we're going to try to help them, but sometimes I don't know. Some people you just can't help. Air Canada spokesperson Peter Fitzpatrick said it is really premature to comment on vaccine passports because by and large, this remains at the conceptual stage and there's insufficient substantive detail. It's like, um, what if there's up to half of the population who won't take these vaccines and we're going to lose out on half of the fucking air passengers? Like, yeah, we can't rely on government forever to bail you out, can you? Air Canada spokesperson Peter Fitzpatrick. I guess even he recognizes that. Insane in the membrane. Still, Fitzpatrick added, our immediate focus remains on testing. While vaccines hold great promise, we believe effective and robust testing is by far and away the more immediate and practical way to restore travel. Meanwhile, WestJet spokesperson Morgan Bell said vaccination passports are an evolving subject that we are monitoring and evaluating as they're being trialed and implemented to understand if they could be a benefit to our operations and our guest sites. So, really, might want to avoid WestJet. That's all I'm saying. Charmaine Singh, the president and CEO of Toronto's Reach Global Marketing, with 20 plus years promoting tourism in the United States, Europe, and Bermuda, says there are greater priorities than vaccine passports. We need to start the discussion around it, but it's not the answer because we need to focus on medical solutions, said Singh, who's held on to her full-time staff because of clients who honored their commitments in Canada during the pandemic. But anyways, I don't need to really spend much time, but vaccine passports. Remember the vaccine passports? You nutbars. Like, why Trudeau went around insulting and deriding anyone who would even put forth the notion that there would even be such a thing. And just to show you that it's not just them, let me show you another one. And yeah, these guys are terrible too. But even, like I say, when you're even seeing this from these progressives on the left, it's like tells me they're even having some internal dissent. And no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Look at this. This is straight out of the TVO even. Like a really leftist progressive. I mean, it's a hub for leftist progressivism and top-down authoritarianism. But even there, why many businesses don't want to deal with vaccine passports. TVO.org speaks with Dan Kelly of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business about what he's hearing from his members about the pros and cons of vaccine passports. So, yeah. Warning right now, there's a couple videos containing with that in this, and this guy is supposed to be the representative of the Canadian Civil Liberties or Canadian Constitutional Foundation. Holy fucking weak. Holy fuck. Rebel Media is the only people like these constant BCLA, the CCF, weak need motherfuckers. I mean, at least they tried a little bit, but Rebels heads and shoulders. Rebel Ezra and his team and the fight, the fines, head and shoulders doing a tremendous job, much better job than anyone who's literally, it's in your job description, you fuckheads. Why are you such meek fucking measly mouth failures? Especially coming up against a chick that's saying, oh yeah, you get like getting all authoritarian and you're still trying to play nice. Don't fucking, that's what, when people get all upset and rage like, oh, look at Bennett, he lost his cool, man. He lost his cool. Oh, I don't like people that lose their cool. Well, if you don't, then what are you, fucking bunch of sociopaths? You might want to lose your cool once in a while. Send a message, a little message, right? Because I guarantee the people that see me when I lose my cool, yeah, they don't come back for more. Well, it's good reason. It's good reason. It's effective. Might want to try it sometime. But anyways, yeah. But like I say, even here, there's some pushback. And of course, what? Big business. I don't know. Do they want to lose what? Potentially up to half of the people who consume the goods? Because I got to tell you, as a Canadian, you start fucking with me as a business, as much as I love to support local businesses and mom and pop stores or small, medium, or even Canadian corporations. It's like, listen, we have, like I say, if it all comes down to, I can't walk into a store. Well, I got to tell you right now, folks, I'm not allowed to walk into stores without a mask. And as much as I would love to support my local businesses, if I need something, Amazon's just a couple clicks away. Quick delivery. We have Amazon Prime for our TV, so we get free delivery. I don't ever have to go to another fucking store in this country again if you want to play stupid fucking games with me. If you want to play stupid games with me, force me to muzzle up to go into your fucking business. Well, all right, you're shooting yourself in your own fucking foot. Don't blame me for it, right? If I was running my business, if I had my small engine business, as a matter of fact, I'd be one of those ones I'd have a sign around the door. No mask needed. Matter of fact, please don't wear a mask unless you are genuinely fearful for your own health conditions. And in that case, you do your thing, but don't do it because you think I'm demanding it or requiring it. That would be long worded, but it would be something along that lines, right? And yeah, the day will come. Maybe I'll have to start that business up just so I can show you with real world proof that, yeah, not just spewing the rhetoric, I'd walk the walk too. But yeah, a lot of businesses are probably realizing that, oh yeah, if we go down this road, it could be very detrimental in the long run. My experience, a little grace period where like people like just going to go along, get along for a while, but like I say, eventually, maybe not so much. Let me close a couple of these bad boys up, actually. So that one's good. I did that one. I covered that one. Covered that one. And we did cover this one. Yes, we did. I'm going to get back into the chat here, see what you find folks are up to. What you find beautiful people, you liberty loving, awesome people are all about. Hitter. What's this one? At Hitter. Oh, somebody's in there. Yes? Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. I know, right? I know, right? Like, well, you don't have to. We just won't allow you to go anywhere. It's okay. You do it. Like I said, you go right ahead, business owner. You stop me from using your business. Guess who you're hurting? Fucking retards. I mean, these socialist fucks, like I say, let them fail. Hey, having them, they already admit having the business in this country are better than life support. And you know what? As much as people get all this warm and fuzzy feeling, we got to save the small to medium business. Well, you're the ones that are, free market oriented are willing to treat their customers and their employees as human beings and respect them as such. Yeah. Yeah. But the rest of them, fuck them. Fucking suffer, because the more they feel, listen, let me tell you, especially if you're a younger person or maybe you're an entrepreneur yourself, you want to get your leg into the business world. Well, some of these fucking other businesses that are propped up and sustained by big government, right? Well, there's not a damn thing wrong with them going out of business as far as I'm concerned. Bye-bye. See you later. Don't let the door hit you with right on. Good stuff, Matt. I'm into you. What's going on here? Can you see past what is written of the symbols of man, scribed in stone, ancient, galactic? Ooh, you're getting deep, Matt Dugas. Matter of fact, I would love to dive into that with you, but we'd have to do that on a completely different stream. I would love to do this. I'm totally into even get into stuff that's like, but I'd have to do it on another channel because this is libertarian oriented stuff. But yeah, I'd love to have a big meta discussion about lots of huge aspects of not just humanity, but the universe, the cosmos, the whole spiel, right? I'd be in there. I'd be in there with you. I'd have a chat. How do you know where you're going if you don't know where you're? that's kind of true too, right? Thanks for making me think. Appreciate that. Is it a status thing or a different status thing? It's always damn status. Okay, let me screw up or scroll up. Medical fact that masks do not prevent airborne viruses from entering your body. I know, right? But how dare you say that, Brian? Thanks for joining the stream, by the way. But how dare you say such a thing? You'll trigger some people, but no, I agree. Even the N95 or the KN95, they're even admitting now. Well, there was a whole thing. Even CBC. I won't even bother pulling it up. But I don't know if you folks seen there was a CBC, was it a marketplace investigation where they took all these masks, like even the N and some of even the ones that are supposed to be like the N95 or KN94 or 95, these ones that are supposed to be actually be proven to be effective in filtrating even things like virus and stuff to the tune of 95%. Well, some of that study and some of that, I think it was like 14 different brands they used. Some of them were down to, I think some of the lowest reporting filtration rates was like 20 something percent. So people are putting some of these masks on, not all, hashtag not all, but some of them they're putting on is like feeling like, oh, not only to have a mask on, but I got like a top notch KN or N95 where it's like, yeah, I'm golden, man. It's like, well, maybe you're rolling the dice, you're playing that Russian roulette. So I don't know, go ahead and try it. Although, but like I say, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, what's going on? Hey, I haven't seen J double G. I don't think I've ever seen J double G in the stream, but hey, what's going on? Hey, men. Hey, there's ladies in here too. Don't be discriminatory now. No, I'm just kidding. Just joking with you. Just joking with you. But yeah, there are ladies here too. There's one now. Hey, what's going on? X an unknown amount spurt a drip under pressure. Oh, no. But you folks must be talking back and forth. Oh, creepy little girl. Hey, what's going on, creepy little girl? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Sovereign Monk. This. Oh, better look up. There's something above that. Experts are just the people who agree with the government, support their narratives. The people who know what they're talking about are called racists, misogynists, or whatnot. Not experts. Right on, Gato. Right on. Right on. You are dead. Bang on with that one. 100%. 100%. 100%. Anyways, okay. Oh, wait, what's this? Hold on. Climate Barbie is convinced the world's ending and is convinced getting rid of us is the only probably. You know, she seems to have issues. Serious issues. But anyways, back down. Let's get this more because lots to and I'm getting into it. I'm just kind of waiting. How far are we in here? Ooh, I'm an hour in. Okay, so where are we at here? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. If I leave this up here though. Okay, this one I can't bring on the screen. It sucks that I can't. Or can I? Is there a way to bring this on? No, but then if I have the wait, now if I scroll down far enough to let me see. Is there a way to bring this onto the screen? So share screen, application window. Oh, actually, no, I can do that. I think I can. Let me see. Yes. Oh, look at that. Let me bring it back up. Oh, crap. Whoops. I messed up there. Hold on. I got to fix it again, folks. Hold on. But I did figure it out. Nice. All one was all even. Okay. Oh, shit. No, never mind. I have to have it full screened, I guess. I have to have it maximized, I should say. So let's do this again. One more time. There we go. Share. Okay. So yeah, you can see that. Let me scroll over to here. Yeah. It's there. Let me see if I can do it this way here. Oh no, but that makes it. Well, no. Yeah, that should be okay, right? Oh, can you folks read that? It's hard to figure this stuff because it's giving me a 3 dots. What can I do here? Oh, full screen layout. No, I gotta leave it there. But anyways, I'm gonna read it. Can I hear? Ah, crap. Add to stream. How come I can't read it myself? Maybe I just have to make it full screened. Yeah, maybe. No, that's not going to work, is it? Or if I just bring myself in here. There. Makes it bigger, at least a little bigger, right? But I still can't see it though. Like I can't read it. Sharing a window. Oh, wait. Oh, here, I can do this. Okay, we're good. Got to figure it out. Oh, look, I'm moving it though. Whoopsie. It's probably not liking the fact that I'm moving it. Okay, so it's okay. So where are we at here? So this is that letter, folks. The infamous or famous, whatever you want to call it. All right, need to start off. Okay, so here's the phase. So let's like I say, let's go through this. It's a line by line item. And we started about an hour and 4 hour, just after the hour. That's good. Good. Phase in secondary lockdown restrictions on a rolling basis, starting with major metropolitan areas first and expanding outward, expected by November 2020. Rush the acquisition of or construction of isolation facilities across every province and territory, expected by December 2020. So check. We all know this. Daily new cases of COVID-19 will surge beyond capacity of testing, including increase in COVID-related deaths, following the same growth curves expected by end of November 2020. Complete and total secondary lockdown, much stricter than the first and second rolling phase restrictions, expected by end of December 2020, early January 2021. Reform and expansion of the employment program to be transitioned into the universal basic income program, expected by Q1 2021. So as you folks, and the those of you who are in the chat and you weren't already paying attention to my last stream, I think it was I actually shared it. There was a Liberal MP that has already introduced, it's already an introduced bill in the House of Commons for universal basic income. So yes, it's already in the works right now, right? I think in Canada, the way the parliamentary system, I think you got to go first reading, second reading, you got to do the vote, then the Senate's got to agree and pass. So there's a couple steps that still has to take place, but the initial step in terms of introducing it as a member's bill, that's already done. Yeah. So like I say, and that was by Q1 2021, already done. Projected COVID-19 mutation and or co-infection with secondary virus referred to as COVID-21. Now, I've said too, nobody's referring to the variants or the mutations as COVID-21. So whether it's just they realize that we can't use that anymore, right? Because that would be just too much proof, right? So they're not using it, they're just calling the South African variant, the UK variant, the blah, blah, blah variant, the Brazilian variant. So these variants, these mutations are not being described as or referred to as COVID-21, but they're definitely there, leading to a third wave with much higher mortality rate and higher rate of infection expected by February 2021, right? Higher than the first one, already there, already done. We've already, as a matter of fact, we're in April now. We already know that was a reality. Daily new cases of COVID-21, hospitalizations in COVID-19 and COVID-21 related deaths will exceed medical care facility capacity expected Q1 to Q2 2021. So, okay, Q1, Q2, daily new cases. Let me scroll right down here because I got to come back to this. Okay, daily, a little more. Okay, so let me minimize that. Take this off the screen, remove. So, there's where we're going with this. Yep, here we go. So here we go. Here we go, folks. BC. So start with this one. Stop screen. There we go. Share screen. This is just from this week's BC. Here we go. Well, you'll see, because all the dates, everything's going to be there. So here's a headline article of CBC, British Columbia. BC Health Minister says it's time to dig in to obey COVID-19 safety rules as cases mount. I'm not one bit happy about where we are now, said Adrian Dix, after province sets infection records. Woo, infection records. So infection records means more than in the past, more than the first wave, more than the second wave. That's what a record suggests or entails, right? This is reported by Chad Pawson, April 4th, 2021. BC Minister of Health, Adrian Dix, has defended measures in place to limit the spread of COVID-19, even as his province sets one-day case count records on Friday and Saturday. Right now, there's strict measures, and we need everyone to dig in, Dix said in an interview Sunday. This is the time to follow those measures. Dix, along with provincial health officer Dr. Bonnie Henry, canceled indoor dining in-person worships. We all know about the canceling in-person worships, don't we? And group fitness classes last week to curb alarming cases. That's where it's all taking place, right? Not at the Costco's, not at Walmart, not the liquor store. No. It's at apparently church services and getting in shape, right? That's where you got to really be concerned with. Apparently, other measures in place, and wonder if it's because all these old fucks want all their opponents to be as weak and unprincipled as fuck, right? Seems like it, anyways. Other measures in place since November include restricting into anyway. So here we go. Here it is, folks. Dick said on Sunday that BC it's surging young patients. Oh, weird. This fucking virus is. If you look at the numbers, and once again, just go to Statistic Canada, their own goddamn numbers, and find out how many young people have died, right, from COVID-19. Or like basically. I mean, if you don't have some extenuating circumstances, comorbidities, or some underlying health issues, you're fine. And we know that. The numbers prove that. But yeah, surging young patients now. It's funny how the first and the second wave just kind of fucking just like a hurricane that's gone through the senior facilities, long-term care facilities, killing off a lot of old people. But now the virus says, yeah, I'm done over there. And the old people, I think we've done a pretty good job over there. Yeah, we've weeded them out. We've called the herd. We're going to move on to the younger people now. It's like, really? What is this virus? Is this virus like demographic in nature too? It studies politics, demographics, age, generation gap. Really? That's a fucking very advanced. That's an extremely advanced virus, I would suggest. Oh my God. Dick said on Sunday that BC's latest COVID-19 measures were very strict. It did not say if other new measures could be coming in days ahead. They're very strict, but hey, might have to get stricter. Very's not enough. A record 2,090 new cases of COVID-19 for Friday and Saturday were announced and released the province on Saturday, but it did not include information about deaths and variants of concern or the number of active cases. Of course not. They just want to use fear porn because they're the ones sitting over there. Oh, never mind. I don't want to do that shit. Playing around like these people, I think they give them get off. They give them self gratification or excitement over this shit. There's some sick people out there, folks. But anyways, let me stop that one. That's the BC. But yeah, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Not even close. Not even close. Stay tuned. Okay, share screen. Bada bing. So there's BC. There we go. So this is another one. Now, of course, CBC loves changing up the headline. Like they changed the headline in this article alone like 3 fucking times. I would click on it, but then when you click on the actual, because it was the headline one for the whole CBC website, and it has a particular headline, but then when you click on it, it's totally different. It's like CBC. Hey, coronavirus, what's happening in Canada and around the world on Monday? Quebec reports 1,252 new cases of COVID-19, 4 additional deaths. So this was the Canadian press, April 5th, so copy and paste, right? What do we got here? New COVID-19 restrictions will go into effect in Quebec Monday evening as the province tries to deal with rising COVID-19 cases numbers involving more contagious variants. The provincial government said the curfew, actually, let me say some of these variants and these lockdowns and these vaccines even. It's like, I think that's what's causing. I mean, if you keep fucking with these viruses, and the whole point of a virus is to figure out ways to adapt, right? I think that's where the natural herd immunity would have worked out best, right? If you just did that and they all had to just rely, and these viruses had to just rely on the human composition of our immune system, I think it could have been beaten back quite easily, right? But because you're constantly doing lockdown, bring people out, lockdown, bring people up, vaccine, right? So you're destroying people's natural immune system, and a vaccine, which is taking over the immune system. It's like, apparently the immune system of Canadians a year later of doing this shit multiple times ain't amounting to fuck anymore, right? Makes sense to me. I mean, if you're not using your immune system, as with anything, something you don't use deteriorates over time or becomes less resilient, right? Is that not just the most, I mean, just totally makes sense to me, but how, even by Darren saying it, it's like, oh, am I going to get in trouble? Are the thought leaders going to get me in trouble for saying that? But I mean, come on. First wave, second wave, it's like, damn, you're just giving this virus The best chance it can get. I mean, if you were trying to give a virus the best chance it can get at surviving and thriving, yeah, just keep doing what they're doing. I'm concerned, right? The provincial government said the curfew will move from, oh my God, these fucking dipshits will move from 9:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Fucking Monday evening in the regional. Can I go on a big, no. Yeah, I'm not even monetized. Flippity fucking Jesus fucking Christ with the goddamn piece of shit motherfucking curfew. Who the fuck are these idiots? No, really though. A curfew for adults. A curfew for adults. For a disease that so far has killed what? I don't know, a bunch of old people that were already basically on their deathbed, and nothing against these people. God, we all should feel bad for them. I lost my own grandmother, folks. Not necessarily to COVID, but I get it. I feel for the people who die when they're old. It doesn't escape any of us. As we get old, really, really old, especially when you're in your 80s, yeah, you're getting closer to death's door. It's just a fucking reality. The fact you even have to say this today. And I'm not heartless. Like I say, I'm not heartless. I'm just so tired of dealing with the fucking bullshit, man. It's just unbelievable. But anyways. In the region, riding apparently. Didn't even win a seat. Remember that? Even your own peeps will sell you out. Oh, look, the boss. Sardijan, la chasse, les êtrements, nouvelle boss. Actually, isn't nouvelle boss. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Non-essential business will have to close starting Monday evening with restaurants. So in Quebec, they're saying, right? Listen to the rhetoric and remember what I just read, right? Quebec, Ontario on Monday reported figures covering 2 days for a total of 5,977 new cases and 22 additional deaths. According to figures released Monday, here you go. Hospitalizations in Ontario stood at 942 with 494 people in ICU. Okay, ready for this, folks? Check this shit out, because yeah, you better believe I'm always looking to figure shit out. So according to figures released Monday, hospitalizations in Ontario stood at 942. Right? This is really recent stuff, right? With 494 people in ICU due to COVID-related critical illness. Of those in ICU, 469 were still testing positive for COVID-19. Let me help you out here, folks. Let me help you out here. Because I did. Of course I took the time. I do this. This is what I do. All right. Let's check the numbers. Let's see how this stuff is all aligned. Does it make sense? Does it make sense how the hospitals are all overwhelmed and exceeding capacity? Well, let's find out. What is the capacity? Well, that would be the first thing anyone that's thinking critically about this is, what is the capacity? And how many people does this number truly represent? I'm trying to find that. Here it is. So check out this statistic. Now you got to scroll down here. This is in the link of the description of the video as well. And I'm going to zoom this up so you folks can see it, not just from my decrepit eyes. By the way, I do have an appointment with my eye doctor. Or I don't have an eye doctor, but to the optometrist, I guess. And then I'm going to have to go to an eye doctor. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, using them stupid fucking reading glasses that you buy from a cheap store. My God, they give me vertigo. Anyways, so just make sure you guys can see that. So remember what we were watching and pay attention to. What was the number? 490 something. So less than 500. Less than 500 in all of Ontario in ICU. Now let's find out in Ontario. And this is back in 2015. This was the only, I couldn't get anything newer or updated. So sorry about that. Not my fault. Blame the people that keep track of these statistics. But anyways, in Ontario, there are 84 hospitals with ICUs with ventilation capacity. And then there's ICU beds capable of invasive ventilation. Here in Ontario alone, it's showing there's 1,122, and that's back in 2015. Well, we've already heard the stories and reports that these numbers have been gradually increasing and ramped up ever since COVID-19, and they've had a whole year to build up more capacity, right? So if there was already 1,122, in 2015, we're talking 6 years later and a whole year after, COVID-19, the COVID-19 outbreak. But yet they're saying that we're at basically 500. That's less than half. So it looks like you would have actually, as far as I can see, as far as I can tell, if anyone wants to prove me wrong, I'm more than willing to listen to anyone else who wants to, educate or school me on these numbers in any way. It's like 1122, right? And let's even give 500. Well, that means there's probably in and around 60% excess capacity left. So there's actually lots and lots of beds, double the amount of beds that they're saying that are being used for ICU right now. There's double that amount still, not being currently utilized or used, right? So nowhere near. I mean, if you're at 40% capacity, are you are you at the breaking point when you're using 40% of the beds or the available ICU units with these beds and the ventilators? Not if you're at 40% capacity. But here's the truth of the matter, folks. Here's where the truth comes out, but they won't tell it to you outright. You have to go through, like I say, jump through this hurdle, this loop. You have to have someone like me who's willing to do all this stuff to figure this shit out for you. And that's what I do. And I try my best. But this is what this number truly represents. Now, I'm going to play an audio for you. Some audio here for you. Here we go. I'm going to have to make sure to turn my mic around a little bit so you folks can see this, because I got to play a little audio here for you. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere, folks. Okay, share screen. I'm going to even share it. Yeah, all right. So you folks can see. Is that the one? Yeah, this is the one. There. Yeah, you guys can see that. See that? See, it's an audio thing. This is from CBC Radio, by the way. So listen to this, folks. Listen to this. Hopefully I'm far enough back.
Beds to take care of these patients that are. We're a little bit or a lot late in the game. This should have really happened 2 weeks ago. The numbers of hospital admissions, of ICU admissions, have risen exponentially in the last couple of weeks. What will accomplish that? Hopefully, we'll see a plateau in 2 or 3 weeks. If we don't do something drastic today, we're going to be in big trouble, where we're definitely not going to have enough ICU beds to take care of these patients that are coming our way. And what's important to know is the government will say, oh, we're funding all these extra ICU beds. We have all this hospital capacity. But what they don't understand, or what the public may not understand, is we actually don't have the nurses and the staff to care for the patients in those funded beds. They're very high skilled nurses and respiratory therapists that we need to be able to take care of those.
So there it is. There's the truth kind of being revealed, although not in a manner that is be like easy for you to understand it. Like I say, the way the information is rolled out and unfolded to us, just enough to keep you confused and confounded. And I don't doubt that that's on purpose, so that you're constantly referring to the experts. Like, I can't figure this stuff out. I got to constantly refer or yield to the experts on this. Well, I don't do that fucking shit. Like I say, I think for myself. Thank you very much. But here it is. It's not that the ICUs are, the capacity is overwhelming what the hospital, these units or the capacities or the beds are available are. It's just that, yeah, a lot of government workers are like, oh, you mean you give me the ability where I don't have to go to work and I can sit at home and not do anything? And you constantly pumping up a fear narrative that suggests if I go to work that I might die. No doubt there's probably lots of people in the healthcare field and these facilities like, nah, I'm going to wait this one out. I'm going to sit home, right? I'll do my thing, get my CERB or whatever the hell else you're getting. And yeah, so I mean, come on. Canada, the socialized healthcare, there's not enough healthcare people in Canada. Really? No. Really? In Canada's Kanakistan socialist system, there's just not enough nurses and people that can do this. All right, then. Well, then what of all these, think of all these people. What have you been going to universities and colleges to get all these diplomas and degrees and these medical diplomas? I guess they're not much fucking use, right? Because what's going on here? Why is there a lack of people? Why is there an unwillingness for these people to stay in these positions and to do these jobs, right? To fill these roles? Oh, I know why. Yeah, working for the states. Yeah. Not quite the bargain you'd hope for, was it, folks? Yeah, not so fun after all, is it? Yeah, bad idea to sell your soul to the devil. Right? I know, which is why I'm not hating on you. But Yeah. But there's this, right? But there's this. Anyways, let me break that off because, like I said, look at it. I had to use 3 different articles to convey just one fucking message. Welcome to Kazakhstan. Efficiency goes by the wayside because big government is all about let's just prop up people to give them a job and pay them for basically being useless as tits on a bowl. Right? That's what happens. That's what happens. But there it is, folks. They admit it. I didn't say it. I didn't say nothing. I offered some commentary, which is what I do. I always offer some commentary. I try to educate and inform my peeps, like my fellow Canadians and anyone else willing to listen. But they were the ones that said all the bullshit that was contained within there, which made your head go, what the hell are they even talking about? They're not making sense at all. No, that's what happens when you're not functioning by principles, but by political rhetoric and opportunistic stances that might benefit you in the here and now. This is the thing. When you lack principles, this is what you end up with. Hey, what's going on, Julie? Julie LB. Nope, some were Korean. Oh, one was Ojibwa, but they don't toe the line, I think. Cool. Fun facts. Annika gets it. Rika always gets it. Wow, Jules. Are they all okay? What's going on here? What's going on up in here? All numbers are in question. Climate, woo flu. I like Jewel. What's going on, Jewel? I know, right? I don't even like to say it from time to time, but you got to give the man his due, right? You got to give the man his due. If you're one of those people who are unwilling to give someone their due when they are right, then you're an ideologue or you're a sore loser, I guess, right? But yeah, of course, Alex Jones. Alex Jones has been proven to be right multitudes of times over the years, and we know that. But we also know that he loves to pull out some craziest shit. And but once again, not hating on Alex, but yeah, I'm with you there. And it's not just Alex, but I get you. I get you what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. Gato gets it. Yeah, actually, he's right about a lot of things, right? As much as people don't want to goddamn admit that, right? Yeah, I know. Climate, woo, flu, cancer. Yep. It's too bad most people can't look past the crazy. I agree. I agree, Julie. I don't hate on Alex Jones at all, or even people like him, right? I don't. Just like with anyone, I just, I love the fact to me, the only thing that gives me the ability to think critically about these issues is to inundate myself constantly with information from all areas, all perspectives, and all spectrums of the political divide or ideological. Then I can weed through and sort the shit out by running through a proper analysis. Is it objectively true? Is there any critical thinking going? There's ways to decode and decipher some of this stuff. But unfortunately, most people in our countries, and we're seeing today, we're not properly educated to be given or the education system. It's all about teaching you to be conformist, loyal, obedient subjects, serfs and slaves to a ruling class, and good little worker bees. They don't. Damn, that would upset the whole apple cart if you ever did that. LOL, the language. Sorry, I do tend. I get excited, and I don't mean to. I definitely don't mean it to be disrespectful. And I do know people, that come from a religious background or community. And then, listen, I come from a religious background. I love the idea, the concept of God and of Jesus Christ. I love the ideals, the principles. I love all that stuff. But I just can't think that if Jesus is alive or God, if he were to judge me based on everything I've done over the course of my life, it's like, damn, Bennett, you've done really, really good, man. You've gone through some trials and tribulations. You've been through hell and back. And you've done pretty good. But, you tend to use these words that I'm not comfortable with from time to time. So what? I just can't see that. I just don't see God or Jesus as being quite judgmental to the point where just words, and not words that try to harm, hurt, or insult people. Just emphasize on expresses of emotion or emphasis. These are, to me, it's just capitalization or quotation marks on stuff. That's what I do. That's all it is. That's all it is. But anyways, I apologize. Sorry, but not sorry. I guess is the best I can offer you there, Sean O'Vision. And thank you very much, Sean O'Vision, for joining the stream. Maybe you don't even care. I don't even know. But yeah, like I say, I don't do it. I promise you, I don't do it to offend or to shock people. That's just me. That's just me, folks. The welfare of others has always been the tyrant's alibi. I know, right? They always pretend. It's always, oh, I'm just doing it. Right? And not only for others, the crazy part is like, but I'm doing it for you. Right? I'm going to destroy your life, your livelihood. Like even myself, when I was going through the shit that I went through in the past, even before all this stuff, it's like, but it's always on the pretense, but it's for the greater or the benefit of you or society's like, what? I don't see anywhere society benefit. I don't see benefit, but whatever you convince yourself, I guess, so that you can go home tonight and get a few hours of sleep without fucking, waking up in the middle of the night and wanting to put a fucking bullet through your brain. I get it, whatever, but just that shit falls on deaf ears here, right? Don't pretend by being authoritarian that you're doing it for my own good. I heard that from boomers when I was growing up too much. Like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you for your own good. God damn it! Like, I guess you're sounding compassionate, but that doesn't look very compassionate. All these welts and bruises. Right? I don't know. That's not necessarily compassion in my books, but I don't know. Whatever. Right? And no, it's not that I'm against people. Goddamn well, teaching people in a manner that there has to be discipline. I'm all for discipline. I disciplined my children. I just didn't have to fucking beat them up or beat them down or fucking use instruments all the time to, physically, impose myself on their bodies. And I don't think that teaches anyone anything other than might makes right and force is the means to an end. That's all I think that teaches anyone. The world we live in. But some of us have tried our best to be as enlightened as human possible. But we got to admit, there's a substantial portion of our population are still just a bunch of knuckle dragging motherfuckers where it's like might makes right and force is the means to the end. Right? It's like, good luck with all that. It might work for you today, but it might be detrimental for your tomorrow, your next week, your next year, for the rest of your life. Anyways, back to the, so where am I at? I covered those. One more. And like I said, I'm probably going to tie this one up at the 2-hour mark there, folks. And thank you all, you great folks that joined me in the stream today. Really, really appreciate it. Been a good stream. And I feel it's been productive as well. So thank you. Oh, I see somebody may have done a donation. Let me just check that real quick. Sean O'Vision. I'm not offended. Good for you, my friend. I like the unbridled language. It's rare on YouTube. Thank you. I just worry that sometimes, and I get it because I do get some people who come from, a background of Christianity because I would consider myself even a Christian, I know if you're new to the channel, I'd have to explain that all to you. I'm not a mysticist. I'm not a dogmatist anyway, but I like the ideas, the high ideals, right? It's not the mysticism, but I love the high ideals that come with it, where you don't have to believe in government. It's an abstract entity or a concept, right? I like that better than placing my faith in the hands of actual human beings who are very fallible. And as we know how that plays out, but thank you very much. And thank you for the $5 donation as well. You're very generous and I appreciate it, Sean. Thank you. Okay. So like I said, let me get to this last one here. And like I say, I'll tie this up. A new pandemic. So there's this one. Okay, share screen. There we go. So this is the third and final one as it pertains to that section of the letter that I was reading, right? Okay. A new pandemic. Experts urge province to vaccinate essential workers as hospitals reach capacity. So this is in Toronto. Prioritizing the safety of these workers will get third wave under control, infection disease physician says. This is reported by Sabrina Jonas, April 4th, 2021. As the third wave of the pandemic worsens, with COVID-19 cases soaring and critical care admissions reaching record highs, some health experts are calling on the province to quicken their vaccine distribution facing hospital and health centers. We are over, listen to this, folks, we are over 100% constantly, said Jamie Spiegelman, an internal medicine and critical care specialist at Humber River Valley in Toronto. On Sunday, Critical Care Services Ontario released a daily report showing record high intensive care unit numbers in the province with, once again, 467 people in ICU. So we're at over 100% constantly. So as we know now, like if some onlooker, if the average Canadian was reading this article, they're like, so that means they're beyond 100% capacity. So they're like all the, I mean, we already know there's hallway medicine long before COVID-19. Christ, I've been to the hospital to visit, elders or even my parent or one of my parents in the past where I had to go to the hospital. I was like, holy shit, what's with all these? But you can see the hallway medicine taking place. And this was long before COVID-19, right? So what suggests to me is these hospitals, Canada's socialist system, is already functioning at a capacity it's not necessarily that they're overwhelmed. It's just they're not either staffed enough or they just haven't built the facilities to reflect the Canadian society and the amount of citizens in this country. And that's what are all the taxes that they steal and plunder from us for, if not to pay for all these cocksucking socialist endeavors? As much as I'm against them, at least if you're going to plunder me, at least I sleep better at night knowing that if you fucking confiscate a portion of my income to take care of the vulnerable, the elderly, or the sick, or the weak, or the vulnerable, that you're at least doing your fucking job in doing so. But this is telling me that no. But pretend that it's 100%. What it is, 100% of what? The amount of people who show up to fucking work? Well, that's telling you that your system, it's a bad model. It's a terrible system. You maybe should try something better. But they keep doubling down on it because that's what socialists do. Socialists, it's all about central planning. And every time they try to come up or conjure up a new idea, it's still about central planning. They're scared to death to just take their hands, that fucking white nickel grip off the fucking mechanisms of control and power, and just let free people figure this stuff out. To think that one person or one group or one entity can figure all this stuff out, that a million or a billion people, that's never going to work. Right? Even with supercomputers, it's been proven that's not going to work. You got to give people freedom. Once again, the answer to all these problems is freedom, not just in your social and economic realm, but even in these health care fields. Freedom. Without freedom, everything else is going to fail miserably. But yeah, once again, not even close. As we said, 1,120 some. So not even at 50% capacity. But as we recognize by that other person saying, it's not that they're exceeding the capacity of the facilities, even they're exceeding the capacity of the people who are willing to work in these institutions. And I'm not even blaming the people who are unwilling to work. I get it. You're in a terrible position. You're working for some terrible fucking people. And and maybe you want to protect yourself. Maybe you're a healthcare worker. You're like, yeah, but I go home every day and I got vulnerable people in my household. This is the problem. And it's a huge problem. And once again, I would love to sit down and discuss this with anyone. I'm sure I would be able to, learn new things and hammer out some great ideas to fix or correct or remedy some of these problems. But when nobody's listening to me, right? Well, except you fine folks. And once again, I do really appreciate it. Anyways, I'm going to tie this up, like I say. Well, maybe we'll get back to the letter for just a second or two. What are we at? 138. Okay, yeah. So we're at 138, so we get time. So anyways, that definitely backed up and verified the whole thing as it pertains to the claim in terms of this letter, this alleged letter from an inside liberal leaker. Once again, can't prove it. I've said this multiple times. I'll say it again. Disclaimer. I don't know if this is true or just a wish list or a conspiratorial rhetoric by someone, but based on how it's all played out, it sounds quite legit to me. I can't prove it, but it sounds pretty goddamn legit to me as far as I'm concerned. Actually, let me bring it up and just go through a little bit more of it. Little bit more. Share. There we go. Okay. So where we're at. So, I mean, Daily new case of COVID-21 hospitalizations, so variants, and COVID-19 related deaths will exceed medical care facilities capacity expected Q1, Q2. So like I said, right there, folks, right there. Enhanced lockdown restrictions referred to as the third lockdown, right? Yep. They're referring it to the third lockdown. I mean, once again, and this was originally published and shared with me back in October 8th. I think it was October 18th to be exact. So long before this. So I don't know, either you got to pretend that these people have a magic 8-ball, a crystal, have ESP, or they knew some shit. And it really was a genuine inside information that leaked it. I don't know. Once again, can't prove it one way or the other. I'm just willing to offer it. Whereas most people aren't. Right? Okay. Transitioning of individuals into the Universal Basic Income Program. Now, this is expected by mid Q2 2021. So just like I said in the last stream that I covered this. So mid Q2 would be about the middle of May, roughly in around. So they could change. It doesn't have to be exact. But it definitely, if it's going to unfold the way this person is suggesting, you're looking in the middle of May. So give it time where you might have this transitioning into a universal basic income. I hope this never comes to fruition. I hope this is proven to be wrong. But I don't know. So far, doesn't seem like it. Like, I don't know. Anyways, projected supply chain. Now, remember, and I was mentioning about the not just the Suez Canal, right? The ship that got lost. What was that thing I was reading about? I didn't even get into it because I don't like getting into the male versus female thing. That really pisses me off. Because, like, come on, we all need each other. Like, holy fuck, don't go in that way. But what I do find it quite comedic that there was an article I was reading this morning. Well, the headline or something was like, was it a chick? Because there's something about like, I didn't ground this ship. It seems like Egypt's first female pilot, like ship, I guess they call him a pilot or whatever, navigator that goes through, that traverses that particular canal or whatever. It's like, it's I don't know, just kind of like, whoops, did I do that? It just seems so weird. What, you gonna blame him on a chick now or something? I don't know, it just seemed weird, which is why I didn't really get down into it, to the details of it. But you're familiar with the story of that ship that got wedged perfectly in the Suez Canal and blocked off hundreds of ships from being able to traverse either way, right? So you're definitely seeing there's going to be, I mean, just based on the fact that it was backlogged for what, almost a week? I mean, there's going to be disruptions. I mean, you can't not have disruptions when an entire week's worth of trade, billions and billions of dollars, and I don't know how many, container ships. I mean, that one container ship alone had 25,000 of them, right? So, I mean, think about how much material resources are backlogged. And now, even though they're freely moving now, there's going to be a delay in actually getting them, all that stuff to market, right? So anyways, projected supply chain breakdown, inventory shortages, large economic instability. This is expected late Q2 2021. So late Q2, right? And like I say, that stuff takes time because right now there's current stock, right? There's inventory already in existence in places. So, and it's going to take a while for that stock to be depleted or that inventory to wind down or to be purchased and consumed. So it makes sense that it's going to, possibly take up to the end of late Q2, which is so late June. So once again, just pay attention. And if this stuff starts to come fruition, it just tells you that more validity to the claim of this liberal leaker insider. Now, this part gets a little more disturbing. I got to warn you. Deployment of military personnel into major metropolitan areas, as well as all major roadways to establish travel checkpoints, restrict travel and movement, provide logistical support to the area, expected by Q2 2021. Sorry, Q3. Yeah, sorry, that's not. Yeah, so expected by Q3. So Q3 could be anywhere from July 1st till September 31st, right? Along with that, provided roadmap the Strategic Planning Committee was asked to design an effective way of transitioning Canadians to meet an unprecedented economic endeavor, one that would change the face of Canada and forever alter the lives of Canadians. What we were told was that in order to offset, I'm just going to throw in the glasses here a little bit there, folks. What was essentially an economic collapse on an international scale, that the federal government was going to offer Canadians a total debt relief. This is how it works. The federal government will offer to eliminate all personal debts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, etc., which all funding will be provided to Canada by the IMF under what will become known as the World Debt Reset Program. Now, I got to say, first and foremost, because this is a leaked letter, they might not use that exact terminology, right? It might not be exactly called, but they might do World Debt Reset Program. But just look for anything that is any kind of iteration of something akin to a World Debt Reset Program, right? And I'm just going to bring this up just to give you a little bit more evidence. And like I said, I did cover this in a prior stream, but I'm going to hear it again. So, World Debt Reset Program. Make sure you folks see. Yep. This was at CBC News once again. Politics. Trudeau calls for global response as UN warns of looming debt crisis. United Nations urging action to ease debt burdens in lower and middle income countries. This was March 29th, 2021 is when it was reported. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and other world leaders today called for a coordinated global response to what the United Nations says is a looming international debt crisis caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, no, the COVID pandemic didn't do shit. A virus didn't do any of this shit. Government, authoritarianism did all this stuff. But anyways, speaking at a virtual meeting, and yes, global economies were already teetering and on the edge long before COVID-19. We all know this stuff. But anyways, speaking at a virtual meeting organized by the UN, Trudeau said the pandemic has laid bare economic inequalities within and between countries that can be addressed only through international cooperation. The world must come together to protect people, save lives, and defeat COVID-19, said Trudeau. We know we can't defeat the virus and what's that? And build back better? Really? Why would you use an expression such as that, Trudeau? Knowing what we know and what other people are suggesting in terms of what you know or what kind of shit you're involved in and behind. Why would you no, weird. I just want to poke you. They just want to poke at you for the sake of poking at you, I guess. We know we can't defeat the virus and build back better at home unless all countries have the resources to respond to and recover from this global challenge. Only through a coordinated global response can we address the impacts of the pandemic and create jobs, economic growth, and new opportunity for our people and businesses. Gee, thank Mr. Government. Thanks for caring so much. The UN says the world needs to take urgent action to help governments in lower income and middle income countries gain access to cash and ease their debt burdens or risk an uneven global recovery. That means you better lock up your wallets real quick because they're looking for cash, folks. And they're looking to the wealthier nations to get that cash, right? Excuse me. 6 developing countries have defaulted on their debts already since the pandemic began, while 42 others have seen their credit ratings downgrade during that time, according to the UN. At least 120 million people have fallen into extreme poverty during the pandemic, the UN says. Trudeau co-hosted the meeting alongside Guterres and Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Heads of state and government from several countries took part, as did the leaders of international institutions. What was that, folks? I'm going to start this over again for you so you can really, because remember, co-hosted the meeting alongside Guterres and Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Heads of state and governments from several countries took part, as did the leaders of international institutions like the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. That's what it is in its abbreviated form, the IMF, the World Bank, the World Trade Organization, and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The meeting is following up on a series of roundtables held last year to mobilize efforts to spur a post-pandemic economic recovery. The discussions focused on the need to bolder and more concrete action to provide liquidity and address debt vulnerability in developing countries. So, once again, the International Monetary Fund, the UN, the World Bank, the World Trade Organization, and the Organization for Economic and Cooperation and Development. So, and yes, all this stuff, folks, like I say, make sure you've got, don't do this stuff just for my own self, right? I do this for you folks too. So I don't just have a copy of this stuff. You might want to keep a copy of it for yourself, right? And download my videos, my streams, save them, archive it, all these articles, all this information. Like I say, it should be on multiple, devices, not just mine. Don't just rely on me or people like me to be able to keep all this stuff tracked and saved and archived. Do that yourself, and that way we've got redundancy built in. But once again, back to the letter, and where'd it go? I gotta bring it back up again, I guess. Share. There it is. So now I figured out how to do this. This is good. So we're back to where we were at again here. So what was it again? To meet the face of Canada. Okay. There it is. So this is how it works. The federal government will offer to eliminate all personal debts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, etc., with all funding, which all funding will be provided to Canada by the IMF under what will be known as the World Debt Reset Program. In exchange for acceptance of this total debt forgiveness, the individual would forfeit ownership of any and all property and assets forever. The individual would also have to agree to partake in the COVID-19 and COVID-19 vaccination schedule, which would provide the individual with unrestricted travel and unrestricted living, even under a full lockdown, through the use of photo identification referred to as Canada's Health Pass. So it may or may not be referred to as Canada's Health Pass. As we know now, it might be just some kind of vaccine passport of some sort with just a different wording or framing. Committee members asked who would become the owner of the forfeited property and what would happen to lenders or financial institutions. We were simply told the World Debt Reset Program will handle all of the details. Several committee members also questioned what would happen to individuals if they refused to participate in the World Debt Reset Program or the Health Pass or the vaccine schedule. And the answer we got was very troubling. Essentially, we were told it was our duty to make sure we came up with a plan to ensure that would never happen. We were told it was in the individual's best interest to participate. When several committee members pushed relentlessly to get an answer, we were told that, God damn it, I hate these crappy ass things. We were told, essentially we were told it was our duty to make sure it came up with a plan to ensure that never. We were told it was in the individual's best interest to participate. When several committee members pushed relentlessly to get an answer, we were told that those who refused would first live under the lockdown restrictions indefinitely, and that over a short period of time, as more Canadians transitioned into the debt forgiveness program, the ones who refused to participate would be deemed a public safety risk to isolation facilities. Once in those facilities, they would be given two options: participate in the debt forgiveness program and be released, or stay indefinitely in the isolation facility under the classification of a serious public health risk and have all their assets seized. So as you can imagine, after hearing, oh shit, I gotta make sure. Okay. So as you can imagine, after hearing all this, it turned into quite the heated discussion and escalated beyond anything I've ever witnessed before. In the end, it was implied by the PMO, the whole agenda will move forward no matter who agrees with it or not. That it won't just be Canada, but in fact, all nations will have similar roadmaps and agenda. I mean, does that not seem like it's actually taking place, right? Then we need to take advantage of the situation for us to promote change on a grander scale for the betterment of everyone. The members who were opposed and ones who brought up key issues that would arise from such a thing were completely ignored. Our opinions and concerns were ignored. We were simply told to just do it. All I know is that I don't like it. I think it's going to place Canadians into a dark future. So anyways, folks, there you go. There you go. Going on here in the chat, and we are up on 155. That worked out perfect. We're just going to bump right under the 2-hour mark. Yeah, you'd almost think I planned it that way, right? Not really, but it worked out good, though. Mark my words, I've seen the plan in place since March 2020. Jay, you know, especially for the people around you, Bennett, just read it. I did. I did. I really did. I did. But yeah, mark my words. I've seen. So I'm glad. And you know what? It's going to give you a lot of credibility, right? Be patient because you're going to have a lot of credibility, that you're going to be able to reside upon here in not too long of a time. So I think we all should be patient enough, keep working our asses off, doing what we're doing. But eventually the people will have to come around. Eventually the sheeple, the masses will have to come around and admit, yeah, we were right. They were wrong. And only were your opponents wrong, or the people you're following wrong. They were seriously, in a full-on totalitarian mode where they were just trying to subject you to the whims of authoritarian people that have no pretense of caring or being compassionate about you or your life or the family life or the lives of your family members or friends. They don't. It's all about central planning. It's all about authority. It's all about control. Right? That's the problem when you give a lot of people a whole lot of power. Because as we know, like Lord Atkins said, right? And I know I've said this many times before, and I'm going to say it again. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And unfortunately, not just Canadians, but many people around the Western world have been given politicians far, far, far too much power. And yeah, the day is going to come, and it's not that far off into the future, where they're going to really, really, really regret doing so. And be aware, people, seeing we will have the third lockdown. Oh, we're in it now. And since the population is listening less and less, the shit out of this. Right on, Jay. Right on, Jay. And yes, thanks, Trish. Check out China's socialism policies. How Western countries dream about this will be coming under AI. Next 5 years, we'll see rapid change. 100%, Trish. And I mean, once again, how far do you got to go back? Not that far, right? When Trudeau just first come to power, or was it when he was doing his rounds of trying to come into power, where he was sitting around and a bunch of chicks too, is some kind of a women's thing, where he was saying, I'm a big fan of China's basic dictatorship. And these women in the audience were all like applauding. Who are these feminazis, right? Who are these women that love them some authoritarianism, right? Now I get it, right? I get how women like to pick the strong, the resilient, right? It's a strategy that works quite well. But it's like, come on, women, or especially these ladies. Trudeau, I mean, come on. Look at the guy. Like I say, even at the age he is, he's roughly the same age as I am. And the guy, I don't think the man ever had a fully developed male chest, right? I think the man, when you look at him when he was doing his boxing thing, he looks like he has one of those kind of sunken chests, like like when you're like in your teen years and you haven't fully developed. So it's like, who are these women, or some of these Chinese leaders that they almost look quite effeminate and stuff? It's like, I don't know who the hell these women are, right? Maybe a bunch of lesbos. I don't know. I have no idea. And like I say, I just try not to delve too much into that stuff. But it's really weird, especially for women, to place someone like Trudeau on this pedestal or pretend like he's some strong leader, authoritarian figure. Really? That wears the kind of fucking socks that guy does, right? I mean, don't even get me started with the rest. So I'll just use the sock thing just for the jokey part of it. But it's like, come on, this is your strong leader. This is your authoritarianism that you like. I think what the women are recognizing is like, oh, I like these guys. They're easy to control and manipulate. Right? I like these. If they're collectivists and they're willing to claim themselves to be feminists, right? I mean, Trudeau has even said, well, so did Scheer, right? But I mean, Trudeau even admitted, yeah, he's a feminist. So I suppose if you're a feminazi or one of those authoritarian type women, it's like, yeah, you probably do like Trudeau's because like, that guy's going to be really easy to manipulate, right? And put in my back pocket, use him whenever I want. Anyways, let me see what Trish is saying here. And then, like I said, I'm going to tie the stream up. This will usher in UBI and will push communism, socialism more. Watch, they will push to buy your debt so no one will own your house. They will own everything. Global reset, class struggle. Right on. That's a good way to tie this one up. And I definitely agree with you on that one. There's some big time central planning that's yet to be unfolded yet. It's coming your way, folks. And it's not going to take too long. So if I were you, I'd want to make sure, first of all, first and foremost, that you've done everything you can to protect yourself and those you truly care about. If you're not making that as your priority today, then you're failing miserably. Do everything that you can to protect yourself in any event, no matter what the circumstances may be. Make sure you've placed yourself and those you love in a position that you're going to at least have the best chance possible going forward to protect yourself against this stuff. That is vitally important. That's what I've been doing, and I hope you folks have been doing the same thing. And then every other minute of your time, which is what I do, and I'm not, like I say, I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just offering advice, but every other minute I have in the day where I'm not proactively doing the things that's most important for me and those I love, I'm trying because I do care, right? I give priority over me and my family, right? For sure. But I also care about others as well. And I want to help expand, elaborate, educate, inform. I want to enlighten as many people as humanly possible. I want to give them the proper information and say, you know, I tried my best. I tried my best. That's how I sleep good at night. And I do. I sleep really well at night because I make sure that I've done the right things. So no matter what happens, no matter what unfolds, I'm going to feel comfortable. And I'm going to, like I said, going to be at least in a position where me and the ones I love are going to have the best chance going forward. And like I say, make sure you're doing the same thing. Make sure you're doing the same thing. Because, yeah, you don't get a second shot in life, folks. We get one shot, right? One shot in this life, and we got to make the best out of it. And not just for ourselves, but once we've prioritized ourselves, we got to make sure that we've done the same thing and carry that forward for our kids and our grandkids and every other generation that's going to be subjected to shit because they will as well. Let's do what we can, just like so many people in the past have done. Do what we need to do to protect and save ourselves from authoritarian regimes or dictatorship, and pass that torch and make sure future and successive generations have the tools and the knowledge at their disposal to do the same thing. That's what keeps liberty on the leading edge and tyranny on the back burner. If we fail to do that, well, that situation or that scenario reverses. And then that dystopian future that we all fear and worry about will become a reality. We're on the precipice. We're in the middle ground. We're like I say, we're teetering. So it's very and vitally important that we're doing as much as humanly possible to push back or put that scale or balance that weight in our favor, or at least in the favor of liberty. So enjoy yourself. We'll see you in the next live stream. Love all you folks. I really do. Like, not love like the love like I do with my wife and my kids, but I really do love and appreciate all you great, fine folks in the way that the kind of love and compassion that we can have for each other as just genuine human beings who care for the fundamental aspects and principles of freedom and liberty. So have yourself a great day. We'll see you in the next live stream. Canadian Libertarian. I